What's going on, guys? Marcus here, back in the shop, and it's been a pretty long day for your boy. If you checked out my Star Wars review, you know I shot that at 3 o'clock in the morning and I uploaded at 6, so it's been a pretty long day for me. And with that being said, I've been bumping Pusha T's new album, Darkness Before the Dawn, which is the prelude to King Pusha, which I believe comes out in the spring. Yeah. Now, before I start this review, I'm going to start off by saying I have not always been a Pusha T fan. When he came out with the clips with his brother Malice, I kind of slept on their music. Like, I don't want to say I wasn't feeling them. I just wasn't really aware of how good they were. At that time, I think I was more on a Rockefeller Dipset kind of wave. I was really messing with more New York rappers. And even though they are from Virginia and I'm from Maryland, I guess I should have known better and just supported my DMV artist. And I'm gonna take the L on that one, because ever since that he's gone solo dolo and has done music with Kanye and all these other good music rappers like Common and them, I've definitely grown to appreciate him as a lyricist. So again, I've never said he was whack. I just wasn't really feeling them back in the day. But with that being said, here's the review.
Something new. Stop, drop, shut him down, open up shop.
Darkness Before the Dawn. Going into this album, I feel like it gives me a strong sense of Reasonable Doubt and In My Lifetime, which is Jay-Z's early work. Now, I know a lot of y'all gonna look at me like I'm tripping, I'm bugging, what are you talking about? But hear me out. In the intro, we do get commentary from a Latino gangster, just like we did in Reasonable Doubt and all those other In My Lifetime albums. We got commentary from a Latino gangster, I think it was Pain in the Ass, on Jay-Z's albums, and he was pretty much re-narrating scenes from Scarface and Carlito's Way. In this album, I don't think he's re-narrating anything from a movie, but he's pretty much just talking shit in Spanish/English and broken Spanglish. And I've noticed now that there is a big trend with a lot of street rappers with comparing their lifestyles to Pablo Escobar, considering that Pusha T is a street rapper. He's fallen into that same trend, which, speaking of trends, he has a line in one of his songs which is very trendy. I've heard numerous rappers restate a very similar line where they compare banana clips, shooting banana clips at monkeys, I guess monkey ass motherfuckers or whatever, by saying I got this banana clip, which is an extension to an AK-47. Don't ask me why I know this. And the line, he says, I got the banana clips for you curious Georges, which really doesn't seem that impressive or that witty coming from other rappers. We've heard Sheik Luch say things like that. We've heard, I think, Cameron and Jadakiss have said lines that are very similar, but when it came from Pusha T, it was just something about it. Just, I guess his delivery, just, it made it witty to me. It made it funny. So I kind of did chuckle at that. Again, it's not the most original line. I've heard numerous rappers say the same thing, but it's Pusha T. He's gonna swag it out some way. Now, one of my favorite songs on the album is MFTR, which is a collaboration he has with The Dream. The hook is really catchy, which, of course, it's The Dream writing it. I'm not sure if he wrote the hook or not, but of course it's him. He's gonna have a catchy chorus because it's The Dream. That's what he does. And I'm really feeling it. I feel like this could be a single. If it's not gonna be a radio hit, it's definitely a street hit. I was feeling everything about this song. The one thing that threw me off, that just made me just want to pump my brakes, was when he said Tyga is a genius to him. And I was just like, huh? Last time I checked, Tyga was catching all kinds of L's this year. The only thing I could think of is maybe Tyga's a genius for, I guess, bailing on Lil Wayne's Cash Money records or Young Money records, but other than that, like, there's really nothing genius that Tyga's doing in my eyes. But that's a different conversation for another time. Another song that really had me intrigued was the joint that he had with Beanie Sigel. Not because of Pusha's verse, but more because I was checking for Sieg. I haven't heard Sigel in a good minute. I'm not sure if anybody has. I haven't really been following him, so I'm not sure if he has any mixtapes or whatever in the works. But with that being said, I was a huge Rockefeller fan. You guys know this if you've been following me for a while. I was a huge Rockefeller State Property Dipset fan back in the mid 2000s. So of course I'm a ride with Beanie Sigel, and I was very excited to hear that Beanie Sigel was on his record. Now, when I heard his verse, I was kind of surprised because I was like, dude, this don't sound like Sigel. What the hell is this? Is he doing something with his voice? Are they doing something to mess with it to make him sound a little more emotional, more gritty? But then again, I remember that he was shot a few years ago. I don't know exactly where, but maybe that has something to do with his voice changing. It kind of reminds me of when 50 Cent was in the movie Get Rich or Die Trying, after he got shot and he was recording music in the studio with his girl and his friends, how he was, letting himself down. He was putting himself down because he felt like he was mumbling so much and he felt like his audience wasn't going to appreciate his music. And while he was putting himself down, his friends and his girlfriend was pretty much cheering him up, like, nah, you're good, because it actually brings an emotional side to you. It shows the grittiness of where you came from. And I feel like Sieg can actually take advantage of that opportunity. I'm not saying rappers should go out there and just get shot. So, maybe it brings a different side to you. I'm not saying that at all. But it definitely, to me, I think it helped his voice out. It's definitely unique. So it just like what they told 50 is kind of how I feel about Sieg. So if he does drop a mixtape or an album in the future, I'll definitely check it out. Not just because I'm a Sieg fan, but I want to see what he can do with his voice. Now, as I said earlier, this album does do a lot of references to Narcos, and Pusha T is a street rapper, so he does talk about the street life. He does talk about dealing drugs, even though this man is like, pushing his early 40s or whatever. I think he's 38. This album is not just completely drug ridden. He does have a positive message, or he is socially conscious in the album. Towards the end, he has a song called Sunshine, which features Jill Scott. And I know you're not going to, the AC got kicked on. I know you're not going to talk some gangster shit while you're on a track with Jill Scott. Like, just don't be disrespectful like that. But within that song, he is more socially conscious and aware of what's going on in the community, as far as police brutality, as far as the case with Freddie Gray. He's more conscious of what's going on, which is a good thing because he is a good music rapper, and all the artists on good music are socially conscious rappers. Pusha T is the only street rapper on there, so it's good to have a mixture of both. So overall, guys, I'm gonna give this album a good 8 out of 10. You may think like, I'm loving this album. I'm loving what I'm hearing so far, but this album is pretty short. It's only 10 songs, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes you do want just an album that's short because it actually helps you appreciate each song. I feel like this album is not something that I can just judge right away. So right now I'm gonna give it a good 8 out of 10, but I feel like this is something that has to grow on me. So I feel like within the next few months, even the next few years after listening to this album, I feel like I'm gonna pick things up that I didn't pick up the first few times after listening to it. Because I know the same thing happened to me with Reasonable Doubt. I heard Reasonable Doubt 100 times, years ago. I still listen to it from, time to time, and I remember still picking things up from that album years after I listened to it from the first time. So I feel like Darkest Before the Dawn, I may come across the same thing. I've heard this album a good 3 or 4 times today. I might listen to it again sometime next week and pick something else up that I wasn't aware of the first time I heard it. So yeah, a good 8 out of 10. I'm not disappointed. I'm glad I picked this joint up. Again, I'm not the biggest Pusha T fan, but I always respect him as a lyricist. He's definitely in the forefronts with the J. Coles and the Kendricks. He is definitely in the conversation of lyrical rappers that can go bar for bar with the new guys. So that's it, guys. If you guys have not checked out the album, go check it out. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. Share this video to your friends if they are into hip-hop and other things that I do, and don't forget to let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I feel like I said that already, but it is what it is. And follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm trying to get a little more into social media. I've been falling kind of flat on that. But that's pretty much it, guys. Till next time.